Shalom, welcome to Kabbalah Academy. Today it's time for a new crown jewel word analysis video, and the word is hatred. Hey, Aleph, Tet, Resh, Ayin, Dalet. Let's zoom in here. Hey is behold within. Variable, serpent, that, Resh, forms, Ayin, external side or 70 nations, as in Geset, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Yesod, and Malchut. The 6 are hate, the 7 are an abomination. 7-headed serpent. This is the 7-headed serpent, each having 10 sub-sephirot, making 7 times 10, 70. So 70 is the nations, is the forms. Many different values, all depicted within this list. This is really important to learn, as well as the crown jewel and how these letters connect, like the elemental letters, 12 elemental letters, right? Connected to the 3 mother letters for permutation, where the mem has a mem sofit, which are fire, air, water, and earth. Light, variables, solids, liquids, and solids. Okay, so this is what you need to learn, and this is very important also. In combination with the Gematria, variable Gematria values to each letter. This is what unveils and this is what reveals the Lashon. Okay, and Yirah teaches about this. And because he teaches, I can teach what he taught me, and other disciples of Yirah can teach now, and you can learn this also. And that's really what we're aiming at, okay? You should not just take anything for granted. You should invest time and find yourself das of Hashem, knowledge, not belief, not religion, das, okay? Knowledge. Okay, so let's proceed. So we can make a permutation here. And I had a good permutation, which was the following, because this 8 is the witness, and the witness is Malchut, but heaven and earth to witness against you. Okay, so we'll go a little bit deeper into this later in the video. I'm not going to reveal too much now. So, but let's start with 8, the witness. And then we have Har, which is the mountain, Har, within the forms. And the Har is also, this is the mountain, right? Har Sinai, Mount Sinai, and Sinai values 130, which is in Kolel, Samael, 7-headed serpent. So that's how we know also that the mountain, Har, is the 7 forms, the 7-headed serpent. So what's being witnessed is the mountain, right? Har of variable Aleph serpents, 7-headed serpent. So just to give you an idea of how you can go about and find information within words, okay? The rest, it's we have a lot of information, so we'll treat that on the drawing table. But just to point it out, hey, within variable serpent forms 70 Dalet, which is also Malchut and the Nukva. reality, if you will, where we spill our forms, project our forms upon reality through the lens of Toiv and Ra, which is the illusion. There is no Toiv and Ra. Reality doesn't care about, it has nothing to do with good and bad and with your interpretation and with your perception of thereof. Okay, so this is always a distortion of reality. Let's say you have a balance, right? You have a balance, and on this balance, you put 30 kilo here, you put 70 kilo there. This is all a lie, because only the center will tell you that the real weight is 100, right? So that's a simple way of explaining it. So let us proceed. Go to the drawing table. So we had the word hatred, right? Let's put it down here. Hey, Aleph. And it's all about the repetition, so we'll just go through what we've dealt with shortly again. So this is within. Hey, variables, serpent. And remember, in Likkutei it teaches us also about the seven-headed serpent, so variable serpents within the forms, right? Resh was forms, and 8 was the witness, which was Malchut, right? I call heaven and earth as a witness against you, right? Heaven being Samael and earth being Lilith, and you'll find many traces thereof throughout the various techniques will apply to this word and to the Hebrew variant, which is the original way of saying it, of course, Sinat Chinam. So Sinat Chinam, first we'll go through hatred, and then see the likeness and the connections between these two, showing us that there is no differentiation, there is no barrier in language. If we really go into the internalities, if we really delve in deep, we'll find that everything is connected. The combination of Tet and Resh, that's interesting, because in the album Cipher, let me get that. Likkutei Yirah 9 by Yirah Hari, available on Amazon.com and bookbaby.com. If you cannot afford a physical copy, we have a free PDF thereof for you available. Okay, leave a PM, I will contact you. Okay, so on page 390, we have the ciphers. You'll see the tree of the face and the tree of the gufa, to which the 22 letters are divided, right? Starting with Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, so on and so forth. So if we look at Tet and Resh, the Tet and the Resh both sit in the socket of Hoid, Kette, Chochma, Bina, Das, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, and Hoid. So what does it tell us? Because Hoid is the emotion form. Get that for you in the beginning. Yes, there we go. Look, Chesed, spirit form, desire form, Gevura, Tiferes, holy form, Netzach, soul form, and Hoid, emotion form. Hatred comes from the emotion form, so that's already found in there, okay? These 6 I hate, these 7 are an abomination, okay? These 6 projecting upon the 7th, 7-headed serpent, as we see here, Yetzer HaToiv, Yetzer Hara, yet a fool always leans to the left, meaning to say that there is no way within the system disconnected from the rush to not lean to the left. Eventually it always leans to the left, okay? It's a judgment-based system. So let us continue. So that rage being Hoyt, right? What else can I say here? Because there's many interesting things going on. For example, Resh, Tet, Aleph, Hey have a value of 200 plus 9 plus 1 plus 5 is 215, which in Kollel is 216. Gevura, as we just said, judgment, left side. Gevura. Okay, so that's found in there also. Emotional form, we had that, we covered that. Next thing is the sum total. 216 plus 74 was 290. Now let me rephrase that. It was really 215. This was an Kollel. So it's 215 plus 74 is 289. And 289 is the value of base mamzer, bemamzer, housed within the mamzer, the bastard, which is exactly the outcome of Ima creating without Abba, which are we, right? This is humanity. And so within the mamzer is found such an emotion, such a trait, right? You can also see the base as the source of the creation of this mamzer, right? So bemamzer, mamzer is 287. Yes, mamzer is 287. And okay, so that being said, let us look at the ordinal. The ordinal would be 5, 1, 9, 20, 16, and 4. 4 plus 16 is 20, plus 20 is 40, plus 9, 49, 50, 55, and 55 is the value of tume, impure. Tume, impure. So impurity. Then let us do the milui, which is the expansion, as follows. Hey, Aleph, Tet, Resh, Ayin, and Dalet. This would give us a sum total of 1610. I'll write down the individual values for 34, 130, 510, 419, 111, and 6 is 1610. Feel free to recalculate, okay? 1610, and we'll find that same value in Sinat Chinam, which is baseless hatred, which is the official term, according also to the Torah, for this evil trait. Okay. This is a tenfold of Soif Yudhe, Sophia, which is that Soif Yudhe. Sophia is also the Greek for wisdom, which is the wisdom of the Western world, which has no head. Okay, it's not true wisdom, it's wisdom without knowledge, and it's not connected to the higher source and therefore dangerous and not what we're aiming for. Okay, so Soif Yud Hey, the end of Yud Hey, meaning to say, let's go back to Likkutei Yirah. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. So as you see, this is the 4-letter name, the tetragrammaton, where the tip of the Yud is Keter, the base of the Yud, Chochma, the Hey, which is Bina, right? And this is considered the Rosh, the head. So the end of Yud Hey, meaning to say there is a veil, there's a separation here. And here you see what's left is Vav Hey, which is the 7-headed serpent. Geset gevoerd, verder net zo gooit, je soort en maalgoed. Okay, so that's found in there. So Soif Yud Hey, found in both languages, in variable languages of the word hatred, baseless hatred, that is. We're going to look at the Soif letters, the last letters of the expansion, and the Millet. Yes, otherwise it doesn't match. This was a thing on itself, 1610. So let us get this out of the equation. We're aiming for the final letters to begin with, and then we'll do the pregnant letters, which are these, everything after the original word, because you see here, hey, red. So the pregnant letters would be then Aleph, Lamet Vei, Yud Taf, Yud Shin, Yud Nun, Lamet Taf. But first we'll do the final letters, which are all the last letters, which is a 1, an 80, a 400, that's 481, a 300 is 781, a 50 is 831, and another 400, 1231. So that's the number we were looking for. And that's the value of the following, namely Asheret, Ha, Devarim, which are the 10 commandments, because the 10 commandments clearly are based on Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, to love your brother as yourself, and also the restitutional, the other commandments are to love your God, right? So, and because there is no differentiation, right? We are all sparks of the endless. So this is a great sin against your God as well as against your fellow brother, okay? So that's why it points us at the Asheret HaDevarim, okay? So, not surprisingly, another phrase that values 1231 would be Ashrim Ve Sha, which is the writing out of 26, and 26 is the value of Yud Hey, Vav, and Hey. Okay, so we just looked at it in Likkutei Yirah 9, and this is not just a name; it is the world's. It is also the construct of of everything, of the human body, of many things. So there's so much more in this than just a name and a number, okay? So don't forget that. Everything is connected. Let us move on. So the 10 Commandments, love your God and your brother. Okay. Let us do one more thing here. So that would be then the Milei, which are the pregnant letters. Sorry, that's the upper. So we get 1231 plus this comes on top of it, 1261, 1271, 1281, 1291, 1321. So 1321 is Milei. So pregnant letters. So what values 1321? Two things that I know of, probably way more, of course. To start with, it's LA, these, Toldot, Ishmael. These are the generations of Ismail, okay? As well as, so this is 1321. These are the generations of Israel, as well as, and these, Vale, Toldot, sorry, no, without the Vav, okay. Toldot, because it's deficient, right? Toldot. Esau, Hua, Edom. These are the generations of Esau, who is Edom, who equals Edom. So this hatred covers both the generations of Ishmael as well as Esau, who is Edom. Because we know the nations, really nations, Goyim has a value of 59, right? Goyim, 59. And Israel has a value of 541, making a total of 600. And when you add the 13 of Echad, you get 613 in all. But Yirat, because when we truly in awe see the unification of everything to concepts such as Aleph Memshin, the mother letters, through which all other letters were birthed, and all of creation having the same signature, namely that of the endless, the Ein Sof, then we are in awe and there's no more differences. So this is all based upon the illusion that we create of division through the system of Toiv and Ra, left, right, good and bad. It's non-existing. There only is, and what is doesn't know of good and bad. It does not work that way. This is the illusion, and this the or Yashar El, straight to God. Yashar El. That is where reality is found. So let me see, where were we? Because if we take then, we had Edom, Ishmael, and Esau, right? If we sum up Edom, Ishmael, Add-on. Okay. Let us go to a new page. Yes. Add-on. Yes, 40, 51 plus Ismail. Mahel. 310, 350, 420, 451. And Esau. 376. 76, we get 8, 17, 878. And 878 is the value of, yes, the milui of, I'll just write it out, try to follow, Mem, Shin, Yud, Chet, Mashiach. Because let me get a source for you there. The Zohar, book 18, Shlach Lecha, 288. So, all these letters never rest. They stand out and sparkle externally and rise and descend. No one could understand anything about them except for Messiah with great toil. Okay? So, here it alludes on the fact that there's only one that will bring the Lashon HaKodesh, will give us the tools, right? The crown jewel that's needed to see the unity in all of creation, right? Because everything was concealed. Yes, everything was concealed until the time that has now arrived. So the time is here. We are now able, by following Yirah H'ari at school.com/Yirah. And it's not about the person, about the meat suit, it's always about the message, about the light that is contained, about what is being presented to us. We should focus on that. So joinforschool.com/Yirah for real authentic Kabbalah and the revelation of the Lashon HaKodesh, okay? Which makes it also possible for me to do this. Without the crown jewel, without the teachings of Yirah, I would not be able to delve into these matters so profoundly, okay? So that's not me, that's what's been given, and it makes it possible for us to do so. Okay, let us continue. We are now at the point of starting the word Sinat Chinam. So, Sinat Chinam, let's go to the original wordings according to the Torah, would be written as such: Shin, Nun, Aleph, Taf, and then this is hatred, and then Chinam is baseless. So baseless hatred, which is actually the opposite of love your brother as yourself, okay? Don't do to others what you wish not upon yourself. All these things. The value thereof is 300 plus 50, 350 plus 1, 351 plus 400, 751. And 8 plus 10, 18 plus 50, 68 plus 40, 108. Making a total of 859, which in Kalel is 860. And 860 is 10 times the tenfold of 86, being the value of Elohim. Because, as we already saw, the creation, the mamzer, right, hatred, which is housed within the mamzer, which is us, is the created thing by a created thing, which is Elohim. Elohim is a created thing that created without Abba, the mamzer. Okay? So that value is found there. Next important value would be, and let me take a smaller pen for that, might be good. Shin, Nun. So this is the milui of the totality. Shin, Nun, Aleph, Tav. Have to go a little bit down, otherwise it won't fit. Chet, Yud, Nun, and Mem. I'll just write down the value of each letter spelled out. This would be 360, 106, 111, 406, 418, 20, 106, and 80 altogether make a value of 1609, which in Kalel is 1610. And if you remember, we had the Soif Yirah Hari, the end of Yirah Hari, which was, and we'll go there again. So this is our first connection between the Sinat Chinam in the milui, both the milui, right, showing us the same value. And this is the full milui, okay? So the full milui of hatred is equals the full milui of Sinat Chinam. This is a great connection there. Okay, but this 1610. So now to go deeper in, now that we've seen that both hold the same value, I want to look into this value and what is it concealing, what is it revealing in this case. So we had Elohim here, 1610, the value of Rashis, beginning, Beria, Beriat, Elohim. The beginning of Elohim's creation, and Elohim being a created thing, right? So, hatred is a product that comes about through the creation of a created thing that created without Abba. Okay, just to make sure, Keter, Chochma, Bina. Bina equals Elohim. This is the Father, Yud He Vav He. Externalities, internalities, right? Ima houses the light of Abba, right? So Elohim created with that light without the cooperation of the Father. So it was a deficient creation. This is Das, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. These 6 are hate, these 7 are an abomination. This is your mamzer, okay? This is your mamzer, created by a created thing, Elohim. Okay, no Abba involved. Okay, so this is really the problem, and here it emphasizes again. So the beginning of Elohim's creation, that's where many writings tell us that Abba Yudke Vavke tells Imam, I told you he was going to sin, right? You created without me. That's what it's really saying. You created him without me, and I warned you about the nature thereof, being a mamzer, right, without the Father, and guaranteed to become that sinner, which we are. Yet the Torah is written to warn us and to show us there is a way to reconnect Mother's Torah from Beriatic Torah to the Torah of Atzil. There is a way out, and that is what the Torah is written for. Okay. The other value, 1610, because there's more, is as follows. Namely, the solution, Mashiach, Melech, Messiah is king, 3 times Mashiach Malach, Mashiach Yimelech. Let me write it all. Mashiach Malach, Mashiach Malach, Mashiach Yimelech Leolam, Va'ed, telling us Mashiach is king, Mashiach was king, Mashiach will be king forever and ever. Okay? Forever and ever. So, that's found in there, and that's the other side of the story. That's your way out, and that's the medicine or the redemption that can follow by doing as God says, right? You should do the will of the Father. Okay, so what else have we? Let us take a quick look at Sinat. Sinat. Sin. Nun. Aleph. And Tav. The Milei, which are the pregnant letters, is 60, 56, 110, and 6. 116, 172, 232. And 232 is 72 plus 63 plus 45 plus 52, but it's the inkalel of Reish Lamed Aleph. 231 gates. Okay, the 231 gates, the sum total of potential. So that's what it points at also. Another value here would be the triangular expansion, and that is as such you would have shin, shin, nun, shin, nun, aleph, and shin, nun, aleph, tav. Gives us a sum total, and feel free to recalculate. I did it various times and it's correct. 2386. That's 2386. And 2386 is two things that I know of. It's namely, let me get the smaller pen again because these are quite some words. It's namely, there are, for the high priest, there are 8 garments, of which one is for modesty, which are the pants, but the 7 garments for glory, right, and beauty, which are made up of 5 materials, okay? So hold on to that thought. These garments are the plate, which is tzitz, 190. The turban, which is written as such, mitznaf. Oh, sorry. This is a nun, mitznaf. Mitznafet. This is the turban, is 660. The katnat, which is 870. The Metzil, which is 150. The apron, right? I thought, which is 91. The choshin, which is that breastplate, right? So this is the fabrics, right? Not the 12, okay? The 12 gems therein. 358, right? 358, value of Mashiach, right? Mashiach. And the belt, which is Venet. That has a value of 62, making a total of 2381. If we add the 5 fabrics or the 5 senses, the 5 Sophit letters, the letters of Elohim, which is the deficiency, we get 2386. And that's why 2386 is also the value of 45 times 45 as well, plus, because this would be 2025, and 19 Chava, this is Adam and this is Chava, 19 times 19 is 361, which is also the value of Besatan, housed in the Satan. So if we add these two, you get exactly 2386. So this is exactly the same value there as the garments of the high priest when it's intermingled with the 5 senses, right? With the deficiency of 5, the 5 letters of Elohim, when it's polluted, distorted, and away from what it's supposed to be. So this is the deficiency, and this is where rectification is needed. We see the same in Chinam, because if we take the Chinam in Atbash, so again in Likkutei Yirah 9, here, page 390, we go originally from the album Cipher, right? We'll look at Chinam and what it becomes in the Atbash. So that would be a Chet and a Yud, which is a Samech Mem. Now, Samech Mem is Sander van Metatron Samael, right? So Samech Mem, that's precise, because the Samael is equal to the heavens, of which Tiferes, Adam, is the center. The next two letters would be Nun and Mem, which is Tet and Yud. And Tet and Yud value 19 again, which was that value of Chava, hinting at mothership, birth, right? The serpent birthed, right there in the deficiency of Adam and Chava, which needs rectification. So it's all connected. Okay, so Likkutei Yirah 9 and must have, studying Crown Jewel. Really, there is nothing as important as doing this, because all this knowledge, worldly knowledge, so if Yirah Hari will get you nowhere, right? Endless cycles of Gilgulim. The only truth is found in the Torah, and the prerequisites that you need to understand are found in here. The Lashon HaKodesh, it is crucial. The whole world is astray, yet a solution is present, and it's being presented to you at school in Likkutei Yirah 9. Okay? Sign up for school.com/Yirah. Get your free copy if you cannot afford one. Better to have a physical copy if you are able to buy one. Amazon.com, bookbaby.com. Many blessings, much love. Till the next video. Shalom.